We've been speaking the last few shiurim about the end of Bרכhat Hamazon. It's almost a postscript, a pasukim of Yuras Hashem Kedoshav Kfirim Rashu. The next pasuk is Pesach es yodecho. You open your hands, umasbiya, and you satisfy l'chol chai, to all living beings, Rtzon. Now this pasuk we all know very well. It's in Ashrei as well. We say it 3 times a day. And we all know also that many poskim hold that one has not fulfilled his obligation of reciting Ashrei. And one has to go back if he didn't understand the words of Pesach es yodecho umasbiya l'chol chai Rtzon. So what does it mean? He opens his hands and he's satisfied to all living things, Rtzon. So the Rtzon means will, but whose will are we talking about? So in fact it's a machlokes rishonim, Rashi and the Metzudas, Rashi and the Radak. In Tehillim, Perikuf Memhei, Rashi says, "Umasbiya l'chol chai Rtzon kedei parnasosoi, not for their parnasa. Umasbiya es tuvoi, ves Rtzonoi, ves birchosoi." He gives, satisfies with his good, his Rtzon, and his bracha. That sounds like it's the Rtzon of the Rebbeinu Shalom. He gives from his will, is what he gives. But the Metzudas learns. Pesach ata Pesach es yodecha was saying you open your hands umasbiya and you satisfy l'chol chai to all of the things lafi ritzoynoi v'ta'avosoi based on his desires and his wants. So that sounds like it's talking about the person's desires and the person's wants. So we have 2 pshatim over here, and the Radak seems to say as well Pesach shatanoislam me'ochlam b'ashbo. That you'll satisfy everybody based on their need, their Rtzon. So that's a machlokes. The Malbim comes along and he gives a 3rd pshat. The Malbim says beautifully. He says Mitzayin es Rtzon ke'etzem mufshat, and he says Shartzon hu ha'pesach es yidei Hashem. He says it's the Rtzon that actually opens the hands of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He says Pesach es yidei masbiya l'chol chai Rtzon. It's the Rtzon that opens his hands. Shadei haRtzon yiftach yideim loses ulashbiya biyadayim psuches malayas toves ve'oz yaspia l'chol chai b'sfi yiseinu. When will everybody have? When will every chai have the satisfaction? When Hashem is in a matzav of Rtzon. When is that? V'zeh yiyeh be'es Rtzon. That's in a time of Rtzon. She'oz haRtzon gomer psiches hayadayim b'raf tubu b'sfi. When there's a time of Rtzon, that's when HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives. So, 3 pshatim we have. The Rtzon of a person, the Rtzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or Hashem gives during an Eis Rtzon. Now, it's interesting, the more recent Mefarshim ask a question. Beli Rapian and Gamliel Rabinovich both avoid the same question. It says, L'chayra einanu ruim came Metzias. He says, we don't see in Metzias. Most people are not happy with their lot. And they don't seem to be satisfied as all. Most people are not happy with their lot. So, according to the pshat that it's Hashem's Rtzon, so it's not necessarily your Rtzon, but according to those Rishonim that understand that Hashem's fulfilling your Rtzon, we don't see that to be true. So therefore he says, He says, therefore we're not talking about the Rtzon of a person, we're talking about the Rtzon of Hashem. Ma masbiya kol chai, he says, what satisfies every living being? Rtzon Hashem Yisbarach, the Rtzon of Hashem. Im Hashem Yisbarach reitzavoi, harehu sava oisher. V'mlav af im yu lekol mash ba'olam la'yiyam usher. So now he says sort of a 4th pshat. Not just that it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Rtzon that feeds a person, or it's the Eis Rtzon that feeds a person. He says it's the Rtzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that a person should be satisfied. Im Hashem is Baruch Hu roitza harehu sava oisher. A person will be satisfied if HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to be satisfied. Not HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give a person what he wants, or HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Rtzon will give you what you want. The only question is whose Rtzon it is. He says it has to be the Rtzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that you're satisfied. We mispal HaKadosh Baruch Hu that we should be satisfied with our lot, because we could have everything in the world and not be happy. And you say, what do you mean? All your Rtzon is to take care of. No, but the person's not happy. Right? So, Pesach Sidach says, Masbiya l'chol chai Rtzon is a tefillah. We're asking that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should make it that we should be happy with what we have. So it's almost a 4th pshat. Gamliel Rabinovich says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu yiftach es yodei hamalea v'hakdusha v'yaspia v'yimalei lonos kol ritzoneinu. Teivosai. He's going to fulfill all our ritzonos and our taivos. Shai ritzonos seinu v'tzrachnan she'enu b'chal achil u'shtia. He says, even our ritzonos that are not part of achil u'shtia. Hakol bavur midas habitochen al kein toiv la'ol m'shemai b'shtadlus v'tach ezois yad be'amunu bitochen ki hi ha'ma'ilu la'ashbaz ha'mazonis. Says, what's mashbiya v'mazonis does? Similar like we said by Kfir and Rashu and by Yiras Hashem. It's the Yiras Shemayim. It's our bitochen that will get the Rtzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And he points out, Umashanu royim sheyesh l'manoshim rab minyanim aniyim mechus v'kel. He says, we see that many people are very poor. So if they're poor, what does that mean? That he's taking care of everyone's Rtzon. He says, Ev shalom Hashem mazen kepshuti Hashem izbarach noisein l'chol adam k'dei etzer chusay. So here's a huge chiddush. He says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu really gives every person, if they would look, the food they need. And that which he's lacking food is not because be'etzem he's lacking the ability to have the food. He has the money for the food. He has the ability to get the food. A person spends money on the wrong things. And it's one step back. Not just, say, what do you mean? They don't spend money on anything. They have no income. But sometimes, meaning that they spend their time, they spend their ability on other things, and the Rebbe Hashem gave them the ability. The Rebbe Hashem gives every person, he says, the ability to have mazon. And it's up to the person to take that ability, to make sure they have mazon. So we have 4 different pshatim here, at least 4 different pshatim here, and what Ratzon is. The Ratzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Ratzon of the person, it's an Eis Ratzon, or it's not the question, or it's the Ratzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that a person should feel like he has his needs.